From WDWNT, the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news and entertainment, this is ParksCenter. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to ParksCenter. I'm Rob Whiteside, and with me tonight, an illustrious panel, Mr. Patrick Hackett.
I am unmuted.
God bless you, then. Miss Jill Diffendahl.
Hello, everyone.
Mr. Tyler Mann.
I made bacon jam, and it was worth it.
His catchphrase always sticks. And Mr. Pete Carney.
Siva, hello everyone, and a happy Wednesday to all of you.
It's always a happy Wednesday when we get to hang out with everybody. So thank you guys for joining us. We got a lot of parks news to cover. First thing we want to talk about is masks, because why not? We haven't been talking about them enough. Orange County Mayor will reportedly lift all mask requirements on Friday, and Disney World could go maskless. Now, we already know that our good friends over at Universal have already gone maskless, and also that select Disney World cast members in outdoor roles are now allowed to remove their masks. So we've been masked for a long time in the Disney parks. And Jill, how do you feel about all this? Will you feel comfortable walking maskless around Disney World? Will this be a wonderful day, or are you going to be more careful and just like keep a mask just for fun?
So I want to share. I am in Florida currently. Thank you, chat, for the shout-outs. I went to Disney Springs today, and it was my first time going to anywhere on Disney property since I got down here on Sunday, and it's strange. So I kind of, like, it's one of these weird things now where you're kind of not really sure what the rules are. And so we went to Springs. It seemed like everyone was wearing masks as they went through security, but then as soon as we got down the escalator out of the parking garage, clearly no one was wearing masks. And then it was, okay, but if you go into any establishment, you have to put your mask on. But like we went to Deluxe Burger, and so we had to wear our masks while we in and ordered and waited for our food. But then once our food came, you could take your mask off to eat. And then we went in World of Disney, and because I had to buy the new Cars Wishables that came out today, stay tuned for Boxed In this Friday where we will unbox them. This was really uncomfortable. There was a cast member who was still doing the kind of mask patrol thing because there was a girl with her mask pulled down under her chin and she had a cup of water, and the cast member asked her to put her mask on, and the girl was like, oh, well, I'm drinking. And it was like clearly a little bit of a contentious situation. So like it's just weird. But then as soon as we left World of Disney, you can take your mask off again when you're outside. So it's almost like it's confusing. That's all. You're kind of not really sure what you're expected to do. Everywhere else I've gone in Orlando, like some places have signs that still say wear a mask. Some places have signs that say per CDC regulations, we only require masks for non-vaccinated customers. If you're vaccinated, it's at your discretion to wear a mask. So it's all like, it feels very Wild Westy all over again, in just kind of like the opposite way. We're going out of it the same confusing, nobody's on the same page way as we came into it. So it's weird. I personally Westy. Feel comfortable with it. Yes, Westy, new terminology. I'm fully vaccinated, but I don't know. There's a lot of honor system here about expecting people who are not vaccinated to wear masks that I feel like is probably not actually happening.
Well, it's Florida. They'll obey the rules. Pete, so how about you?
Yeah, I think the mask rules at Disney, I was there today, we were at Animal Kingdom today. They're interesting. Like Jill said, there's some confusion. I mean, there's really no confusion. If you're outside, you don't have to wear a mask. If you're indoors in any capacity, whether it's a merchandise shop, a line for an attraction or a show, any kind of food, quick service, again, if you just walk through doors and you're indoors, you're expected to have it on. However, this kind of doesn't make sense because now with no distancing markers on lines and everyone not having to wear a mask outside, I had people literally like breathing down my neck on a line because we were not inside the queue yet. So that is something to take into consideration as well. So, I mean, the rules I don't think make sense. I think they want to look good on paper, basically. Be like, if you're indoors, we're requiring a mask. If you're outside, you're safe. But again, like if you're outside, there was literally like a guy. I felt like his chin could have been on my shoulder. And then if I'm inside of a gift shop and all the doors are open, or even like certain places you go at Disney that are indoors, you're more outside than you are even inside, and everyone's wearing masks. Restaurants are also, you're being seated much more closer together. They're not spacing tables. So again, you might be seated right here with no mask on eating, and if I reach out my hand, I can touch the table next to me. So I think this is all just for show at this point. I am super surprised how fast they're laxing the mask rules. I thought they were going to do them slowly all summer, but I think at this point, they've kind of put one foot out there by saying they don't have to wear them outdoors. I think this is going to be a thing of the past pretty soon.
Cool. Patrick, you've studied all the rules. If I'm left-handed and it's after 6 p.m., mask, no mask?
In the state of Florida, that is a choice of yours. In civilized states like here in the Northeast, I would suggest you wear a mask. Seriously, Pete nailed it. It is too much confusion. If you're going to lax the physical distancing, you need to really be up on the masks. And seriously, everybody in the chat knows that I am 6 feet forever. Stay away from me. I don't want you breathing down my neck. I didn't like it before, and now with the idea a pandemic could happen, I don't want you near me. I think they should have done it a little slower, but we'll see. Hopefully it stays positive and everybody stays negative.
All right. Real quick, Canadian quarantine Tyler?
Yep. Still stay-at-home lockdown order. So, not that much fun, but everything Patrick said, stay away from me, please.
Wow.
But yeah.
Okay. All right. So moving on to the next topic, we got a trailer drop. Let's call it that for the Disney World 50th anniversary shindig that they've got. They've got some drawers full of magic, and they all exploded. Is basically, I think, the backstory here. And there's John hanging up the banners. He's really excited about everything. I mean, some of the criticism that we've seen about this commercial, and it's an exciting, like, I don't know, I buy into all the Disney Pixie Dust stuff. I really do. So, I mean, I thought this was pretty cool looking until I read the editorial on our website about it not being a good thing. So I'm going to throw this one to you first, Patrick. How do you feel about this commercial? Do you think that they're taking the wrong approach?
I think they are taking the wrong approach. Sure, everything lighting up pretty is going to be great, but this is a park that's dripped in nostalgia, and you needed to play on it here. Even though it's from Disneyland, play Walt's opening spiel. Just pull at the heartstrings, not say, hey, look at all the bright, pretty lights we have. They need to up their game for the 50th to really make it a celebration to remember.
Yeah. Well, you know what would be really cool is if they open up a bunch of new attractions. That'd be awesome. Pete?
I thought you were going to Wishables. No, they're staying in the package.
No.
That's what I was going to say is that you guys know me. I'm pretty much all Disney parks before anything else. I'm still catching up on movies that some people say are good, like Star Wars and Marvel. This is just sad to me, right? Because this commercial could be any commercial for any year, any season at Disney, I feel like. Just replace the banner that says 50 on it with Summer 2019. It's just pixie dust flying through the air. And I hate agreeing with Tom, and he wrote a piece on the website, wwnt.com, where he talks about this nostalgia factor, but also he kind of touched on what I think the bigger issue is that this is your 50th anniversary. This was supposed to be like the most epic, craziest anniversary to date. It's the 25th they went all out. They go out for these other like mini ones, and we just saw the 60th over at Disneyland. This is a huge deal, 50th anniversary, and what are we getting? Like, it's just like, and look at the commercial. It's like, oh, we might sprinkle some pixie dust, and I get it that there was an unprecedented pandemic, but they should have had enough things ready. I mean, like, and you know, we compare it to Universal a lot because it's right up the road, but their Velocicoaster just opened. Like, it's not like there wasn't a special anniversary. This brand new, amazing, ridiculous roller coaster opened for no other reason except for it was ready on time. And here we are at the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World, and we can't get, some buzz. I mean, all they're using is that it's a 50th anniversary. And yeah, we're going to get Ratatouille, but that's a copycat ride from France that was supposed to open already. It's supposed to already be here. Like Harmonious was supposed to already be here too. It's just, I just feel like it's such a missed opportunity, and it's not as special that I had hoped it was. Like when I moved down here, I'm like, I'm gonna get down here 2 years before the 50th, really establish myself. I'm gonna be so excited, and it just feels like, oh, it's just another, like it's a special occasion, but it's nothing that big of a deal. I don't know. I'm just a little disappointed by if this is the commercial they're showing for it. I'm disappointed.
You think that's bad? Jill moved there just for the 50th. How do you feel?
I know, right? How do you think I feel? Like, the fact that the commercial starts with them opening a filing cabinet, like, that's what I associate with Walt Disney World, is a filing cabinet. But also, it's like, how stupid do you think we are? Like, we can see through the fact that you have actually shown us a whole lot of nothing in this commercial. There is nothing other than sparkly lights on the park icons and some new costumes on Mickey and Minnie, which, oh, by the way, you told us that like a while ago. So you're not showing us, you're literally showing us zero in this commercial that you haven't shown us before, except you're doing it with like spend as much effort on actually doing something with the park anniversary as you did on the neat CGI with all the little sparkly lights, and maybe we'd have a little something. But it's just like, I'm really glad that Tom made the parody commercial. I'm really glad and amused that Universal retweeted it, because I think Disney 100% deserved to get called out on this for serving us up exactly zero to hype this 50th anniversary of Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World.
Yeah, Tyler?
I just have two quick things, which is that if you watch the Tokyo unboxing, you'll see how far Tokyo goes for their anniversary celebrations. So much as like one whole, I think it was the 25th was just themed to a shop in Lost River Delta. Like it's so obscure, but they went all out for it. And then do you remember when we did Stage 89 at Typhoon Lagoon? The people who worked at Typhoon Lagoon was, what's Stage 89? And we're like, it's a celebration of this park's 30th anniversary. And they went, oh, is Typhoon Lagoon turned 30? I'm like, yeah, it's been 30 years since this park opened. None of them knew. But we were the ones celebrating it because we cared enough.
Yeah, and
go ahead. There was a time where Disney really did nothing for park anniversaries. Like, there was a whole entire organization called WDW Celebrations that was created by people I may know and be related to and other friends because like Disney did zero for the EPCOT 25th anniversary. And so they had to basically make their own anniversary celebration. Like, this is, for what it's worth, this is not out of the realm of what Disney has done in the past. They just, they gave us a little something for a few anniversaries, and then they were just like, you know what, we don't feel like it. But I guarantee you there's going to be merch, because that's where they know the money is. There's going to be all kinds of 50th anniversary merch, and that's all they're going to give us.
Everywhere. Cupcakes and merch everywhere.
Spirit jersey.
Slapped on everything.
Exactly. And that's all we're going to, and they painted the entryways, and that's that's
No, I'm sure there's like a list of like 50 things they did, but half of those could probably just be regular maintenance that they should have done anyway.
I mean, they painted the gateways.
We gave you business again.
Yeah.
The blasters now work on Buzz Lightyear.
No, they don't. But one of the things that we talked about at Stage 89 was that Disney, for the 30th anniversary of Hollywood Studios, they didn't celebrate the nostalgia. And here we are again, with the 50th, and they're having the same problem. At the same time, I think this is a better birthday than the one Disneyland had last year. So at least at least they're going to be open, so that's good. But yeah, it seems pretty.
Everyone had a bad birthday last year. Everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least we're getting Cherry Tree Lane and no, none of that's happening. So moving on. Imagine, as much as we've talked about Rise of the Resistance, if you woke up to get your boarding group and you found this, how many things you'd want to tear apart if that happened? So what happened was Disneyland had a little oopsie, and Rise of the Resistance did not open last Sunday. So You know, I mean, it was only a holiday weekend and no big deal, and it's the biggest ride in the park and all that. So, I mean, it probably didn't make anybody upset. But I want to go to Patrick on this because, Patrick, you are going down there. Imagine your only park pass day for Hollywood Studios. No. I'm going to paint the picture.
It's my birthday. That's what I'll be in Hollywood Studios. It is my birthday, my 40th birthday. I will be celebrating, with festivities unlike Disney. I'm not just going to drape myself in lights. Although, no. And if I get there and I'm not able to go on Rise, I might cry. I think I might cry. That's where it's at. I'm sure they're going to have to get out the do good book there and write me some things, A Night in Cinderella Castle or something at bare minimum. Why did this ride debut when it's clearly not ready? It's a question we asking. What's it? A year old? 2 years old? Like, come on.
It was Disneyland was closed for over a year. Why could they not fix the freaking thing like in the year plus they had with Disneyland closed? Like, I understand the ride opened too early, but then it shut down again, and you had over a year to work out the bugs and fix the thing, and you didn't. Because you laid off all your furloughed all your cast members, sent everybody home, and didn't do anything.
Yeah, true. Tyler, have you haven't written it yet, have you?
I have not, but at this point, like, what's the definition of insanity? Repeating the same thing over and expecting different results?
Yep.
Or something. Yeah. At this point, if I was planning a trip to Disneyland or Hollywood Studios, and I would just have zero expectations that I would get to go on this ride, just because of the chain of how hard it is to get a boarding pass and a boarding group or even a park pass reservation, and the chance that you might be like about to go into the interrogation room and the whole ride could just go down for like 3 hours, for example. I would not have any expectation that I would get on the ride. If I got on the ride, that would be great, but I wouldn't be going like, I didn't get to go on it. I would just expect that I would not be able to go on it. Like Test Track. I never expect that I'll be able to go on Test Track at Epcot.
That's a good point.
Because it's usually down. So
the last
time
I tried to go on Test Track. The last time I tried to go on Test Track, we literally were the next party to board. And we were at the gate, the next party, and it went down. Like the emergency lights came up, and we were going to get in the next car. It was.
Especially if it's a summer month. If you plan on going on Test Track, you have to go like first thing in the morning or late at night and be expecting to wait in line. Because if there's like a chance of rain, it shuts down. Which is such a great analogy by Tyler. Yeah, I guess Star Wars is kind of like that, where you're like, oh, there's a chance of rain. But it just be like, there's a chance of people in the park. It might go down. I just felt
a bird flew by.
People. I mean, what is the alternative? Like, here's some passes. Go on It's a Small World a few more times. It's really unfortunate. And also, too, I feel like these things should be tested not only the night before when they close down, but early in the morning when they get up. So that way they're not telling people to even, like, get the boarding group. So at least let them go to another park. Don't give them the boarding group and then have it down. Like, that's just rubbing salt in the wound.
Yeah, Patrick, you said you hope they give you something if the ride was down, but like fast passes don't exist. That used to be the spiff of choice was fast passes. Like, we'll just give you fast passes.
They still exist. Good fast passes. Yeah, you can still get.
I got fast passes for rides during the last few months.
Wow. Story for the post.
Also, if you're Club 33, fast passes still exist.
That's true.
Which is not me. I'm just saying.
What else also exists is the After Hours Boo Bash. We're not getting Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, but we're getting the Boo Bash, which is... I'm excited about this. I think this is their first hard-ticketed after-hours event, if I'm not mistaken, since that pandemic thing that we cured. There's a lot of stuff going on here. There's some, the typical treats you would see. But I'm looking at this, and first thing that I notice is there are a lot less dates for this event than there were for Mickey's Not So Scary. Or at least it seems like there are. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong. And then the fact that it starts at August 10th, which is when everybody's thinking, Halloween. But the hours, 9:30 to 12:30, that's only a 3-hour party, $129 to $199. I mean, I feel like it's
Ka-ching!
not worth it, is it? I mean, Jill.
Well, you're allowed in. I think it's 7, right?
Well,
So
yeah, true.
Technically, it's like 5.5, but like the perks don't kick in until 9 or 9:30, depending on your 9 event.
But
But still, like, this is such a
expensive.
grab. Again, we talked about this when DCA did their little festival, a taste of, right before the park reopened. Like, this is just a way to print money. Like, people are going to go to an event that is extra hours at Disney. So even if you say, hey, yeah, you're right, we're still not going to do the fireworks, we're still going to do the meet and greets, all the things you love at this event, we're not going to do, but we are going to charge you around the same, maybe $20 less than last year, but give us $100, come in for 3 hours and enjoy the park. Thank you for printing money for it. Like, this is just a Disney thing. And sadly, I'll go do it. Like, this is me. I'm making fun of them. I'm telling them I know it's terrible, and I'm going to have to go to at least one of them because it's a Boo Bash, and I got to go to one. And this is why Disney are a bunch of geniuses, and this is why I'm broke.
Yeah. Jill, I was going to ask you, you've been to the Villains, I hear. So how do you think this compares, and how excited are you for this one?
Not excited because I feel like starting at $129, they want you to pay $200 for premium nights for a 3-hour party. That's so much more expensive than a full day, one day park ticket for anywhere. And you get 3 hours in the park. I'm sure it's going to be super crowded because they always way oversell these events. They're going to at least sell as many tickets as they possibly can because who knows what capacity limits will be at that point. And it's just, you get free ice cream and soda, and they're charging you $200. Would you pay $200 anywhere else for free ice cream and soda and candy? I don't think so. I feel like I'm salty because Disney jacked up the price of Wishables, and I feel like now everything I see is just
Literally.
money grab, money grab.
One stretch from one to the other.
Well,
No, it's like we're going to give you the same thing or less for more money. That is literally
It is.
what
I mean, you're
Disney
right. We don't get Boo to You. We don't get anything fun. Yeah,
No.
You're right. This is
You
terrible.
don't get any overlays. There are no overlays listed in there the way they've had at other after hours events. Like
Sanderson sisters.
Yeah, this is less good than Mickey's Not So Scary for as much, if not more.
but this is, I mean, again, this is more of an after-hours event than it is a Mickey's Not So Scary, right? So there should be less people.
We know
They're
that for
charging,
sure.
but Not
Just
So
because
Scary
they
was
call
better
it.
than an after-hours event.
Yeah,
You do
definitely.
after-hours
Oh,
events to fill in
but so
the
much
low gap
more.
to the season.
Yeah, but so much more crowded. I mean, you could go into an after hours of, I mean, the Mickey's Not So Scary just to buy some merch and see Jack Skellington and leave and really never
Hey,
do
listen,
anything
you're right.
else.
Maybe with no fast passes, some people are willing to pay 130 hours for 3 hours to get around fast pass waits on all the rides you want to go on. But that's still $130 for only 3 hours. So pick and choose wisely. Like, you're not going to get all those rides in. Like, yeah, you'll probably be able to do most of them in 3 hours. Sorry, Tyler, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say we have to yield some time to the Canadian.
I wasn't going to say it, but then, Pete, you said it instead, and I have to dive into what you said. You were like, it's so much money, it's not enough time, it's not worth it. Oh, but I have to go. Why do you have to go? Please detail why you say that, though.
I mean, just for me, just
Are you
because,
new here,
one,
Tyler?
like, I'm a Florida local, and it's a special event. I want to compare it to everything else. Also, I have to tell you guys all about it. So I have to go and say, like, this was money well spent. Or be like, we were all right. I wasted a bunch of money. But I want to go see it. And especially, here's the deal. Like, when you go pretty often living in this area, when there's something special, no matter what it is, you kind of want to just go check it out because it is seeing Disney in a new light, especially when you're there so often down here, right? So, like, if there's gonna be any kind of special lighting or a soundtrack or even if it's a cavalcade that might not ever be seen again, I kind of want to see it in person. So I will go at least once. But like when they had the Mickey's Not So Scary packages where there was like unlimited, I was debating doing that because that was an event I loved and wanted to do several times. This I have a feeling is going to be a one and done. I will not do it in August, but most likely September.
Cool.
Unless Tom wants to take me. If you're watching, Tom, thanks for watching for the third time.
All right. So let's move on to the next topic. Disneyland Paris is finally opening soon, and they had opened up their reservation system, the Park Pass reservation system, which, boy golly, I'm such a huge fan of this system. They opened it up, and they said, hey, you know what, APs, grab what you want. And then they were like, oh, wait, that's a bad idea. And they went back and said you're restricted to hold 3 days, which is exactly what we had happen in Florida. You can only hold 3 days, and they went back and said, okay, we screwed up, but we're going to cancel everything but 3. We're going to give you an extra month or an extra 60 days onto the end of your AP for your trouble. Which, I mean, I'm pretty sure that I would be mad if this happened to me. I think I'm saying that right.
That was bad.
But still, the 60 days thing. Patrick, explain this to me like I'm 6.
First and foremost, how many Disneyland Paris annual pass holders are there? Is there a lot? Because I thought this was much more of a tourist park than a local park. I saw a lot of the locals in their downtown Disney area. They have nice little pubs and bars there. I think it stinks. Like, these people paid for APs. Adding an additional 60 days isn't really any added value because they're going to spend more money going into the parks. I don't know what kind of capacity they're at, so it may just be managing a capacity issue. We'll see what happens here. I'm actually really shocked that that park is as popular as it is because it was pretty empty when I was there.
Okay. Tyler?
I mean, I had to ask about this before because I read the article and I still find it kind of confusing. I guess it makes sense in a way if you want to, I guess, manage people way more, like be way more scrutinizing about how people get in rather than just letting it be sort of a free-for-all. Kind of like how I had hoped they would have done it with Rise of the Resistance. Like, if you wrote it once this week, you can't write it again to give other people a chance. But it was more like, yeah, if you can plan 3 days, but you got to wait for those to sort of finish up, which I guess could work. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Jill, is it worth it to get 60 days if you can only use 3 days at a time?
I'm not sure how that math tracks. I don't know. I mean, it's weird to me that, like, literally this is what they did here and this is what they did in California, and yet they decided not to go that direction with Paris to reopen. Like, I can't understand why they thought it was a good idea to just let annual pass holders book whatever they want up front when they haven't done that anywhere else. Like, was it just, an experiment to see what would happen? I don't know. But, like, why you would think that, like, if I was a Paris AP, I would have booked everything just to be like, well, I don't know when I'm going to want to go, but at least now I can. I don't know. It's silly.
Peter.
Give the people their annual passes. That's my commentary. I'm going to save the rest for what's coming up.
Okay.
Give the people their APs. They want them to pay for them. Listen, me and Lauren are upset. But again, it goes back, of course we're going to be AP members, but are we talk about this every day, especially now that the mask policy has been relaxed, but like, we just miss the days of when Lauren, we get out of work, or, we had a random day off and we want to go to the parks, and we're like, they're missing out on money. We used to go in and just have let's go have dinner at Via Napoli, or let's just go watch some entertainment around the world showcase, or let's go look at animals and then go to dinner at Nomad, or Tiffin's, or Satuli, or Yak and Yak. We just miss those days, and they're missing out. And I told her, maybe we're not a better spend that if tourists might come in and buy, more plush or things like that, the more things that we don't buy. But she said, yeah, but then again, you're losing all those locals who just want to come in for dinner and just hang out and make the park a better place. I don't know. I think give the people their APs no matter what the park. I think parks you'll see all around the world kind of thrive and survive off their annual pass holders, whatever that system may be. So, to me, even with the park reservations, is it fair? No. I'm paying the same amount, and I'm only allowed 3 days at a time, and they're booked up. I should be complaining. Water parks, I just had to pay $60 to get into a water park because they wouldn't even sell me a water park annual pass attached to mine. So, I'm overpaying. I know it, and it's a shame. So, you know what? If other people want to go overpay and do the wrong thing, like me, then let the people go do it. I get the limiting it, but again, pick a side here.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you didn't have anything else to say about it then. So moving on, we had seen just an amazing display of what the floor was going to look like for the World of Coke. And oh my gosh, was it exciting. And it was so exciting that they went, hey, you know what? If you think you like the floor at World of Coke, wait till you see the floor at the Creation Station, the Creation Shop.
Wow.
And woo! Boy, howdy.
It looks like
that,
they were
oh,
the
look
the
at
World
that.
of Coke.
Look at that. Get excited. Get
I
excited
hope
about that.
Ridley realizes that now all we think he does is floors.
Oh, no. He also does lights. He also does lights. Let's not forget the lights. Yeah, so exactly. So these are the things that I'm always looking at when I go into like Disney gift
This looks
shops.
like
I'm
the Lego building. I just watched a documentary on Netflix. This looks like the Lego house.
What are the lights like, and what are the floors like is what I want to know. Never mind that the outside looks like a dumpster fire. I mean, let's make sure we know what the floors are going to look like. Obviously,
They always say at Disney, look up and look down.
Yeah, this is going to look better, but I get to this. This is going to be the new the new food quick service location where the electric umbrella is. I assume.
Plain.
Exactly. It's so sanitized. I mean, it's like that Creation Shop we were talking about. I am expecting the name of this quick service place to be called Food.
Restaurant.
I mean, it's so. Yeah, it's so. So they're working on World Celebration. They're trying to get this big mess in the middle of the park. And again, I'm going to cut to Pete because Pete, you, Mr. Construction Man, Mr. You've been in the parks. This is a mess. Tell me about this and which flooring you're excited about.
I'm not excited for any of this generic flooring nonsense, but I am excited that they're actually doing interior work while exterior work is going on. We've seen on past projects where they kind of don't hand the building over until a certain phase is completed, and I think because they realize how far behind they are, I do believe that they are saying, all right, listen, we're going to give you pieces of the building so you can begin your interior work while we finish up on our exterior work, which is encouraging because you get things done twice as fast. Sometimes you have people stepping on each other, and it's not as convenient for the workers, but it's showing initiative that, hey, they're trying to get things done. So if they already have lighting units and fixtures in and flooring being poured and cured, then this is a good sign that things are moving along faster than we expect. Because if you do look on the outside, it looks like, World War EPCOT out there, but it's nice to see that the interior is coming along and that they know what they're doing and that they're making progress. So this, to me, I think is a good sign. I think it's so ridiculous, but it just shows how much we care as Disney fans. Like, that we'll freak out over a white circular light fixture and some regular floors being poured that would be in every other school or, hospital cafeteria.
Yeah, true. So, Tyler, when I showed this picture before, you got super excited about it. And so, as someone who's into design, does this spark your imagination?
I mean, my favorite part of our website is the photo updates. I think all the reporters are so extensive when they go to the parks and they take pictures. They're like, "Oh, there's a new hole in this wall," and I'm like, "Ooh!" Like I genuinely am like, "What's that for?" I'm going to find out. Like we're going to cover this kind of thing. And I made the joke the other day. I was like, Zach Ridley shares a picture of a rock outside his house is going to be like the next article we write. But then they showed the floor again. They're like, here's some more floor. And I laughed so hard. But at the same time, I'm like, but what does the floor look like? Like, I was genuinely curious. I love the photo updates. And as much as the interiors are very plain, like, We've tried to fix buildings and plan a coaster from EPCOT, and I'm like, but what even is EPCOT? Like, what's the vibe? What's the theme? How do you capture that in a new restaurant? Sure, this plain white wall and wood beams. Sure, whatever. Close enough.
Yeah. Speaking
Can
of
be
the
whatever you want.
Of the photo report, I hope you caught this. This is some wiring hangs loose from wall, which I think is, I think that tells the whole story, doesn't it, Patrick?
Is that bad? Are you supposed to have wire in the wall? I thought it was indoor-outdoor wire. Courtney called us out in the chat saying that we can't say we want more detail and then complain when they give us detail. I responded, not that detail. You talk about this floor for Club Cool And it's a great idea, the recycled Coke bottles. You're like, but wait, we use recycled Coke bottles in this floor too. And it's just, come on, man. The skylights, it's so plain. It's not Disney. It is literally anywhere USA. The one thing in all this that I've really liked is kind of the arching on the facade looks really nice, but then you get this really sleek design and nothing inside. It's like the worst Reese's peanut butter cup ever.
Okay. All right.
That's what I got.
Yeah, I guess, like, I totally agree with Patrick. It's not that detailed. Like, yes, the Coke store made sense because they were putting, or the Club Cool made sense because it's sponsored by Coke and they're putting pieces of Coke bottles in the floor. I get why you're telling me that. Why are you telling me that you poured, it's like Pete described, it looks like a hospital floor. Like, there's nothing, you can tell me that it's supposed to evoke Spaceship Earth, but come on, it's just some flooring. I don't know. And it's not even, if the flooring was good, if the flooring was part of a design that felt like Epcot and not some sanitized, it basically doesn't look that different from World of Disney, except it's got some geometric shapes going on. Like, they've been sanitizing and sterilizing so much of their design, especially around stores, that this is just more of the same. And it shows us that Disney is still going down the same path of, oh, we don't think that people actually care about aesthetic, and we don't think there's any reason to actually make this feel like Epcot. We're just going to tell you that this gray part of the floor is supposed to remind you of Spaceship Earth, and that's good enough for you. Like, it's, again, like, they're just talking down to us constantly, and it's getting frustrating, and I think this is just one more place where they're doing it.
A taste of Epcot.
Yeah, exactly. Or is it though?
Lick the floor, get a taste of Epcot.
And the thing that drives me nuts, and again, I mean, I love Disney, I just do, and a lot of the little things from as a kid, like the Imaginarium, with like the 2 floors was so awesome, and then they go mouse gear, and there's the little gears that move, and it's got the cute name, and you look up and you see the shadows at the top, like it's some kind of workshop, and the Dreamfinder ship is in there, and all that kind of cool stuff, and then I look at this,
Stop it, Rob, stop it!
This looks like Kmart. This looks like Sears. This looks like every horrible department store your parents ever drug you into as a kid. And it just doesn't look like
the
Disney
outlet.
And the same thing with this one. I mean, look at like the ceilings are basically the same in both of these. There's no. I mean, excuse the word. There's no character.
Looks like IKEA. Like
So I mean, it just That's the problem that I have with it, is that it's very sanitized. And World of Disney, same thing. And Jill, you mentioned that one. Like when you go in there, it's just not. It's not the same vibe that it was before, and maybe it's a different time for different. I mean, maybe they think it's a different, sleeker, not your dad's Disney. But I miss the old one, and so when I see this stuff, it makes me a little
Disney.
sad. Exactly. There you go.
Yeah,
so let's talk about something.
And when people today have little kids, they're not going to look back when they're our age and say, I miss my dad's Disney, because current Disney is not anything that anyone's going to miss. There's nothing to it. There's nothing remarkable. There's nothing that stands out. There's nothing to attach any nostalgia to. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe Disney is just trying to kill the nostalgia factor. Like, it clearly seems like they don't care about it, so they're just like, we're going to sanitize everything and remove anything that could make people feel nostalgic about this later.
I miss my airline terminal. Oh, it's just like it. Oh, this is
So let's try to end on a positive note here. I'm positive that Avengers Campus is opening. And they've got this new really cool... it's not as cool as the Chadwick Boseman one, but a cool mural at downtown Disney. We see a little bit more each time into the land, which it looks like it's going to be pretty cool. Now tonight, there will be a live stream of basically the opening ceremony. The funny thing is, when they did the one for Galaxy's Edge, I feel like I was the only person I know that watched it. So, tune in if you want to. But the other cool thing is that they're actually going to do these things they're called fireworks. I don't know if you guys remember those. It was something that, speaking of your dad's
July
Disney.
4th already?
Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy. So they're going to do some fireworks as part of this ceremony. And now, I mean, does that just mean mean that they're just gonna like light off a couple bottle rockets? I don't know, but it doesn't take much these days to call it fireworks.
It's J-Pack holding a sparkler.
Yeah,
and running away from fans who are screaming at him.
I'm going to go to Patrick because, again, I feel like you're a kindred spirit when it comes to the Marvel stuff. Are you going to watch tonight?
Am I going to watch tonight? I don't know if I'm going to watch tonight. I just don't think I really like Marvel all that much. Apparently, I just have a Deadpool box beside me. Nothing else. Yes, I'm going to watch tonight. Of course I'm going to watch tonight. And I'm going to be live in the Wigs Court, and you can get my reaction if you are one of our wonderful Wigs. So I will be hanging out there, not in the voice because I'll probably lose my voice, but man, I'm stoked. Fireworks, a new Marvel area. Look at the design. Look at the sleekness. Look at all the different things that they're doing. Why can't you be more like your older brother, Walt Disney World? Come on.
Yeah. Jill?
Agree, although I'm going to reserve judgment until I see what they mean by brief pyrotechnics. I feel like that... If those words were written by a marketing person, then yeah, I think we're gonna maybe be a little underwhelmed by what we actually get. I'm excited about this because I think
underwhelmed. Look at the Marvel characters; they're in their underwear. That's why they said there's brief fireworks.
Ooh.
I'm excited because this is a new, unique land that's opening. It's not full of stuff we've seen somewhere else. Like I'm excited to see new things. I'm excited to see what they're giving us, and I hope it's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to watch the live stream, but I hope it's awesome.
Me too. Pete?
Yeah, anything with fireworks and fanfare, I am a fan of. So cool that they're doing this. I think people want to see this. Will I be watching if I'm still awake? Sure. But I'm not. It's not like something I'm going to stay up for. I'll probably watch it like when I'm getting ready in the morning, tomorrow morning. But I'm, again, very excited for all the Californians. At least they get fireworks. You know, if we want them, we have to go to SeaWorld here. So, you know, you put your life in risk in other ways. Yeah, cool. Happy for the Californians and happy for the Marvel fans.
Well,
Hoorah.
we actually got a little bit of a sneak peek of the fireworks from tonight. If you want to see what they're going to look like, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. Tyler?
What? Why'd you cut to me? I have nothing good to say.
Because you have nothing to say. Perfect. That's a great way to wrap up this show. Thanks for everything you've contributed. You're awesome. Don't ever change. Patrick mentioned the Wigs. I guess I'm going to have to become a Wigs member so I can chat with Patrick after this show, after our post show actually, about this thing tonight. So we're excited about that. The Wigs, we love you guys. Thank you guys so much for being a part of our family. And Jill, anything you want to say about the Wigs program?
I do. I want to say, Wigs, we love you. I want to say that right now we have a little bit of it's not a contest. It's a naming opportunity. We are renaming something here at WWNT, and Wigs have an opportunity to contribute their suggestions to the renaming. So if you're a Wig and you haven't seen this, go to patreon.com. I'll talk about it more in the post show. But entries for that are due by this Friday. We've got some really great suggestions already. I'm excited for more. Also, I texted Rob a video that he's going from Memorial Day that he's going to show you guys in the post show, and other fun stuff. Hey, Wigs. We love Wigs. That is all.
Awesome. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We will see you guys next Wednesday night. It will be our last show on Wednesday night. So if you don't know about that, then again, you probably need to be a Wigs member so that you get in on all that stuff. So thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you. Thanks for joining us. And if you're a Wigs member, hang on. We will see you in the post show. Everyone else, we will see you next Wednesday night. Have a good one.
ParksCenter forever.
Happy Pride Month. I'm up.